All right, this time we're gonna talk about my colonoscopy.
I mean, that's fair. It'll give me time to go pick up things.
All right. So, what questions do you have?
Well, kind of, how was your day that day?
What do you mean?
How was your day that day?
Be more specific.
Well, when you woke up,
Hmm.
how was the preceding events after that moment?
After
Yes.
I woke up at 5. I woke up at 5 to drink my last dose of the 500 milligrams of 500 milliliters of the liquid laxative. Like, and then I laid back down for a while, and I got up at like 7:10. I got up at like 7:10. The dude didn't get here till like 7:30, so it was all well and good. Everything was fine. Like, when I say it was fine, I mean there was nothing whatsoever to uh there was no pain. Like, all I had to do was just get there. All I had to do was get there. Like, when I showed up, all I had to do was just go. I had to just walk around to the back of the hospital to where they do the stuff.
This is being weird.
Also,
It's not letting me climb the side of this for whatever reason. I got it either way.
so I get to the back,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, yo, I'm here to do the thing. And they're like, oh, go in there and have a seat. How do you take
Because,
down the big dudes again?
um, punch them a lot. If you have 2 bars of stuff, you can actually finish them, but otherwise, punch them a lot. Punch,
Because,
dodge, and whip them up is kind of the strategy.
I
Not
mean, there's specifically something they told you to do when you first started playing it,
web them
like
up.
how to handle them. Like, that's what I was looking for. That was the information I needed. So I get there, they basically check me in. The she asked me if she asked me about, like, look, I'm gonna be real with you. They shoved the fucking camera up my ass to look inside my intestines. So I'm not gonna mince words any further than here. She basically asked me if my shit was still clear, like what color my shit was.
But did
Like, she
she ask
asked,
that way?
no, 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 no. Like, I'm just putting things in layman's. Like,
Mm-hmm.
understand that I'm putting things in layman's. So she asked me like what color my shit was, and I was like, the best way to describe it is like yellow. And it was like that's literally the only way I could use, the only phrasing I could use to describe what color it was, is because it was basically like this light yellow, like semi-transparent, like colored fluid. Um, so they're like, okay. They checked my my blood pressure, my blood sugar, all this stuff. Uh, Fighting like
They checked your vitals.
what?
They checked your vitals.
Yeah, they checked my vitals and they took me to a room. And they took me to a room. She was like, "All right, all right." You're They basically she pointed out that there was. She said, "Okay, there's basically put on this gown." She
Mm-hmm.
was like, "It should fit," and she said it was. She said it should fit because for those who don't know, I'm fucking massive. I'm wide. I'm wide. I'm wide as all outside.
Well, I
So
don't know
yeah,
about all that, but you are large and in charge.
I'm a big man. Well, that's not necessarily true, but I appreciate that you think that way. Um, so here's how this went down. I got naked. I was like, I need to take off. She's like, you need to take off everything. I was like,
Everything.
including in my shirt, like including my shirt. She's like, yeah. I was like, okay. So I take my clothes off, and I'm fucking hell, Spider-Man. And I'm sitting on the bed, sitting on the and when I say I'm sitting on the bed,
Is that it?
I think
No.
that has got to be a reference to Spider-Man 2. It's got to be. So I sat on the bed with no TV on, not listening to music or anything for a good little minute before anybody came into the room to like to check me out. Um, and when I say nobody came to check me out, I mean the nurse didn't. The nurse wasn't. When she finally came in, like however long it took. When she finally came in, what she did was she put an IV in. And I realized at that moment that I had gotten used. Damn. Okay, they don't give you any time to realize this is what you need to be doing. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, the game doesn't give you any time to realize. Oh yeah, okay, you're gonna have to like do a QTE. Like you literally have seconds to figure it out. I realized I gotten used to the pain of like a needle going into my hand
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't get the IV put in my arm. I got to put it in my hand because my elbow doesn't bend completely flat. So I found out that that's I found out that they what was it? Oh, because my elbow is bent, it kind of has like a permanent bend to it. Like it just doesn't bend straight like a normal person's elbow. It doesn't bend straight. So that makes the veins in my the crook of my arm harder to get to because it makes the little pocket deeper, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So they put it in the back of my hand. Oh shit! Damn it.
The lifetime supply of backpacks. So they checked your vitals. You realized that you got used to the pain.
Yeah. So they put I was like basically a needle going into my hand because you like the thing they always say is big stick when they're ready to like put
Big
it in.
stick.
There's no such thing as a little stick. They never like kind of poke you, like to just like see how soft your skin is. They never do that. They always like you like when they put it in, they put it in to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So where the fuck? Fighty, fighty, fucking hell! All right, man. I'm not worried about the Lower East Side right now.
Well, Spider-Man is.
No, he's not. He's worried about this backpack on top of this satellite, which makes no sense.
I mean, he put it there.
I don't get that. I don't get why he's putting these backpacks. Why would you put them in these places and then like not remember where you?
I mean, it's a running thing. Like, he always does that. He puts a backpack in a random place because he has to change really quick, and then he just forgets where it was.
Yeah, but do you have any idea like how much homework he would have to miss out on because he can't remember where his backpack is? Like, and he's supposed to be like this low key genius.
Yeah. Keeping track of your stuff doesn't mean, doesn't have anything to do with your intelligence. It just means you're forgetful.
It has no, but it does have something to do with the fact that you should know to put them in a better location.
I mean, you don't always have that luxury whenever you're having to run off and take care of shit.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't know. Okay, so fucking, she puts the IV in, and I'm alone for another little while. She asked me if I ever had asthma. She's like, yeah. She's like, all right, well, I'm like, yeah. So she's like, all right, you're gonna have to do we're gonna have to give you a breathing treatment. So a little while later, this lady comes in looking like Laura Pepperon. For people who don't know who Laura Pepperon is, Laura Pepperon is the girl who plays Alice Voss in Orange is the New Black. And the people who don't know who the fuck that is, she's Donna from that '70s show. And I almost called her Voss when she walked in just to be an ass. But then I realized it probably wasn't the time to be an ass, so I didn't do it. So, I'm still naked. I decided to like finally lay down, and I had to put like the sheet over my legs to lay down because the thing didn't cover everything up properly. So I put the sheet over my legs. I lay back on the bed, and I'm just kind of like chilling. And then this guy comes in, and I feel terrible that I can't remember his name because he was easily like the coolest part of my whole experience. And he's like the surgeon. He let me know he's gonna be a surgeon. He's gonna be like in the operating room. He's gonna be a surgeon, like a surgical nurse, basically. So he lets me know. It's like, all right. He's like, get in the wheelchair. He puts me in the wheelchair, and this dude's cool as shit. Like, I can say this dude has been doing this for a very long time. He has been doing it for a long ass fucking time, and he's like, his bedside manner is like really on point. So basically, he's I don't know what the deal was that day, but it was really cold that day for whatever reason. So as I'm getting in the wheelchair, he grabs a blanket, he grabs a sheet, and he tells me, okay, this sheet's not for warmth. It's just to keep things PG in the hallway. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Of course you do. Okay. Whoa. Okay. So from there, we get into the OR. Damn, dudes with guns suck in this game, but they suck a lot worse when you have like. I feel like the enemy balancement isn't well done, because having to fight a big guy and a dude with a gun, dude, that's a pain in the ass.
Dude, the big dudes in general are my thing.
I was like, yeah, but like for me, like having to deal with something else, because this game isn't like Arkham, where if you have two attackers coming at once, there doesn't seem to be a way to
I will say, if you can unlock it, like getting the web blossom makes life a lot easier in general. It's on the classic Spider-Man suit, and it just webs up everything around you, and it makes life so much easier.
I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to resort to stuff like that just yet. Like, cause I'm enjoying the combat. It's just sometimes they put me in situations where I don't feel like I can succeed. I got in there at 8.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably in there for like 4 hours. Cause I was in there at 8, but I got out at about lunch at like 12. So I get I get into the OR, and I'm in there for a little while. The anesthesiologist, like, she's like, "Hey, I got some questions to ask." She's like, "Have you ever had surgery? Have you ever da da da?" She told me that she's had a colonoscopy before, and she's like, she did hers without any anesthesia. She's like, it's not that bad, and I guess she didn't question, Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. If I'm being honest, for all I know, she like getting fucked in the ass. So I had some of her having something up. I didn't. It was oh fuck. It was an older lady too, so she might have been around the block a time or two. For all I know, I'm just saying. I'm not like I'm not passing judgment or anything. I'm just saying, for all I know, she might have liked it. Okay, I don't know where that backpack is because it seems like it's underground or something. I'm in the OR, not in the OR, but like the waiting of the OR. Let's say, like you've been in my house. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's say the kitchen is the OR. Like, I had to sit in the like you basically, I had to sit basically in my living room until the surgeon. Fuck, let me pause again. I had to sit in this basically just outside the OR until the surgeon was finished with the person he was with right then. And they said, like, well, the reason we do this is because, on the off chance that he comes out and he's ready to go, we don't want to keep it, want to keep everything rolling smoothly. So they wheeled the person above me out, in front that was in there before me out. He comes out and he takes at least another 15 minutes before he's ready to talk to me. And
Wonderful.
that time, the anesthesiologist tells me that she's not gonna put me under because she's like, basically my size makes me a health risk. My breathing issues, like, it could be a problem.
And they don't want to
So
be
she's like, we're not
liable
gonna
for
put you under.
anything.
I mean that, and they don't want me to die.
Again, they don't want to be liable for anything.
All right, so and she's not the first person to tell me that. Like, I'm not the first. Like, that's not the first time where I've been told. Like, because when I got the trach put in my throat, they told me then that they weren't going to put me under because they were worried that they might not be able to resuscitate me. But when I got into the OR, they put the mask on my face, and I had no time. When I say they put that mask on your face and you just kind of go out, like,
Mm-hmm.
that's literally what happens. Like, you might think to yourself, like, wait, I'm just. That's all you get out, trying to tell them that's not what's supposed to happen. But I'm like, that's fine. And so when I finally get wheeled in there, they start putting all the vital checkers on me so they can monitor everything. And basically, I'm on my side. I've been on my side this entire time, like on the OR thing, like on the actual table that I'm going to be on in the OR. It's not really a table; it's basically a gurney, like a hospital bed, but it's a hospital bed. So I get in there. They put the leads and everything on me, and the doctor comes in. They hit the house lights, And what ends up happening is like with like they didn't. There was no okay. Here's what's about to happen. We're about to get into this. There's none of that. Basically, I felt a hand on my butt, and I felt my butt get open, like an
Mm-hmm.
open faced club sandwich. I felt him like peel open like my butt flaps, and then I felt something against my butthole. Now I'm going to be completely honest with everybody who may hear this. Instinct kicked in, and I tightened. I had to relax. There was no, hey, here it comes. He legit just went for it.
I mean,
And
at
what
this
I'm pretty
point,
sure he
they
did,
are like mechanics. You are the car. They're doing what they need to do.
yeah, but he didn't tell me. Okay, I'm gonna put the like, just relax. I'm gonna put the numbing agent on. No, so like I legit felt he fucked me in the ass with his
Yeah,
finger. Like he forced it the fuck in,
yeah.
and like I was like, oh, that's what's happening. All right,
Like, cause mind you,
like
he has to widen the hole for what it's worth. So he had to stretch you a bit.
all that. Calm the fuck down, white boy. Shit. He didn't do all that. He just like he basically put this numbing agent, this lidocaine gel, in the area, so basically I wouldn't feel the thing around the inside of me.
I'm just
I
letting you know.
guess. But then came the camera, the device that the camera was attached to, and he pushed that inside me. And I don't mean to say he pushed it inside, because it wasn't it. Okay, on the off chance that anybody watches this video and you have to at some point get a colonoscopy, know this: I've never had anything inside of my rectum. I've literally never had anything inside my butt. I've never put a finger in my own ass. I've never put an ink pen, a pencil, anything in my ass, ever. My ass is still a virgin because I don't technically count this a good fucking. I don't think anybody got any enjoyment out of it. So, when I say this, I mean this like dead ass seriously. No pun intended. I didn't feel the thing inside me. Once the I guess like because it's more like a gun. Like once the like it was inside, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel it moving inside me. Like I didn't. That could have been because of the numbing gel. I don't know. But all I can say is I didn't feel it moving around inside me. When they got it inside, basically what they did was like they would go so far and then they would. I don't know if they were pumping fluid in or they were pumping air in or a mixture of both. But I do know there was a suction noise, and that suction could have easily been them like like drawing out any kind of like fecal matter, like liquid shit that was still inside, like that was basically trapped and like waiting for its chance to come out. It could have been that, or they could have literally just been filling me with water enough to like open me up and then like suctioning out. I just know I felt something go inside me. I felt something warm go inside me. Then I heard the suction. When they pushed whatever went inside me inside, like they said it was most likely air. It was at that point, the best way to describe it, it felt like I had to shit, but I was holding it. Like that very small area like in your colon when you have to poop, or maybe if you have to fart and you're holding it in, you get a cramping sensation. And that was the best way I could describe it. And it felt like I was holding it, but when they would suction whatever it was out, it would relieve and it would go back to normal. It would feel like nothing. It would genuinely feel like nothing at all.
Mm.
And I think maybe 2 or 3 minutes went by, and I kind of like was just laying there, like just basically just laying there, like no one was touching me really, like everybody was just kind of quiet. And I remember looking around, and then like I noticed that I remember wondering where the screen was, but I didn't want to move around too much. But then I noticed like the lady in front of me was looking above my head, so I looked up and I could see the screen. The screen was just right above my head. I just kind of wish they had told me that beforehand, because I would have just been watching the whole time. I would have been watching, because that's actually what I wanted when I got there. I wanted to just watch. Okay, so in a very weird way, it was just genuinely fascinating. Like I was seeing basically what you see every time you see a colonoscopy or any kind of oscopy on TV, like I saw like this like fleshy tube with like liquid and like stuff inside it, and like the inside of my colon or intestine didn't look good. Like it was fairly pink and healthy looking. I like the inside of any kind of I like the inside of a vagina. Like if you've ever like had like you look seeing a video where you like they look inside of like a woman's like speculum. It's kind of like that, but I could clearly see like abrasions inside, and basically he told me like what that is. It's like the doctor didn't tell me much of anything, but the guy who was talking to me, beforehand, before the doctor came in, like after it was all said and done, I would think they were in. I think they only looked inside me maybe 8 to 10 minutes tops. It really didn't feel like it was that long. Like when I say like the whole procedure as a whole took less than 30 minutes, and that includes them putting the IV in, me getting my treatment, and me getting the actual objective completed. I think it maybe took 30 to 45 minutes. But I was in the hospital for at least 4 hours. And so on top of all of this, they didn't give me any medication. Now they didn't give me any like sedative. Weirdly enough, though, like when it was all said and done, I think I could see like some abrasions, and I could see like a couple like polyps. And they did biopsy one of the ones I saw. I saw them biopsy one of the things. It basically is like this little clamp that comes out in front of the camera, closes and retracts, and it gets out of the way of the camera so you can't see it. It's very interesting, very very interesting, somewhat fascinating. When they pulled it out, like there was no weird sensation. Again, that could have simply been because I was numb in that very very specific area, but I didn't feel anything when they pulled it out. And the guy was telling me that those like basically there are little pockets inside your colon and your like lower intestine, and those pockets can get filled with they can get filled with poop, and and if you get constipated, like it pushes against what's there, and it can thin those walls out. Those walls are kind of already thin when they were outside the pockets, but like basically that can cause like a tear in your bowel, and that tear can cause a infection, which the word infection is no good, is bad, no matter how you look at it. So he was telling me like, yeah, just like basically the fiber, basically just don't be constipated. That's kind of what he told me. Like, if you can avoid it, don't be constipated. He's a smart guy. And then he gave me and it was weird because it was at this time after they wheeled me out of the OR, and like they had me in this this other waiting room. That's when I got sleepy. I didn't get very sleepy, but I did find myself like halfway nodding off a few times. And he gave me this stuff that he called, and I will never forget this until he called it sunshine cream, and he said it's because you put it where the sun don't shine.
Great.
And dude was like not clear. I don't know how to describe it. He was just really. He's done this for a while, and he understands that especially that some people don't want to do this.
I mean, he understands that it's an uncomfortable thing, for everyone involved.
Yes.
So you might as well have fun with it.
And basically, he was telling me it's going to be really short. It's they're going to knock you out, and then you're going to wake up. And I'm going to be in the room with you. You're going to be like, "When's it going to happen?" I'm going to say that. I'm going to tell you it already happened. You're going to be like, "No." I'm going to be like, "Yeah." You're going to be no. I'm going to be like, "Yeah." And then you're going to get ready to go home. And so, but for me, I didn't have that luxury of being asleep. But then again, I if you're anything like me, if you're really into medical stuff, and your manhood isn't so fucking fragile, your manhood isn't so goddamn fragile that having this done to you won't make you feel like less of a man. It doesn't make you feel like a punk or any of that bullshit. Watch, let them numb your area and just kind of try to relax. Just be real. You're not gonna be able to relax because a legit dude stuck his finger like when I say to the first knuckle inside my ass with reckless abandon. That's the phrasing I'm using. Reckless abandon. And it was, and really, like, I probably would have been a little bit more relaxed had he told me that was about to happen, but he didn't. So I legit immediately tensed up and tried to like, I basically tried to suck my asshole inside my body.
Maybe he's just like used to people tensing up when he does tell them.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, go, and he tries to sneak in there before the muffles activate. It might have happened. I don't know. So I get out. They tell me, like I talked to both doctors. The actual surgeon tells me, like he saw a few things, but they won't know for sure. They did do a biopsy, but they won't know for sure for a couple of weeks. And so they wheel me back in the room. I get back in the bed. The nurse tells me like she'll be back. She asks me like what I want to eat. She asked me if I wanted turkey or ham. I said turkey. They didn't have turkey. I didn't care. It's like I still ate it because I was hungry. And it was at this point where I was still naked. When she left, I put my pants back on because I was tired of being naked. My ass was wet though. The inside of my ass was wet. The inside of my butt cheeks was wet. And I found out this is because the lidocaine cream, apparently when it gets warm, it starts to, it liquefies.
Someplace else I can't afford to live.
And so like it does kind of like make the inside of your butt wet. So
I mean, that sort of makes sense.
Where it got,
I suppose to get it completely out anyway. Otherwise, you just have gel up your butt.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there eating my sandwich. Dude was also telling me, he was like, when it's all said and done, like you might have some like gas, like some air trap because they push air in, so you can get a better view. And it's like, and we encourage you like expelling that gas. And it's like, don't be too modest. Like it's like Friday. There's a Friday night poker with the boys, just cut loose. So I'm like, okay, but the thing was, when I got out, I didn't have to fart. Like I didn't feel like anything was trapped inside me. But when I got back to my room, I really had to pee. So I finished eating my sandwich, and I was like, I gotta pee. So I wheeled my IV thing over to the bathroom wall, and I'm wide as hell. And the fucking like stall, like the bathroom, the toilet,
it's tiny.
Was it? Yes, it was like, it was about the width of me. And I say like the only reason I say that is because the big ass toilet paper roll thing was taking up almost all the space between the wall and the toilet. And then like the bathroom door didn't like swing far open. It's fucking little. I sat down and I started to pee like crazy. Yes, I sat down to pee. And then I farted. So goddamn hard. I farted so like, well, I was farting on a toilet, so it was louder than normal. But I farted for so long. I didn't know if nothing came out. Fucking what could? I was empty. Like I literally had nothing between my mouth and my butthole. There was no food in me. So even if I had to shit, like if I could have been ass naked, it like with my ass facing an art easel, and nothing would have painted the easel. Like I had nothing in me. But that fart was so voracious. I mean, it came out like it moved. Like something moved, damn it. Like something in the next room like vibrated a little bit. People thought it was a T-Rex walking down the damn hallways. They didn't know what was happening. And I was just glad nobody walked in, because even though they're like, yeah, this is normal, I don't care. There's very select few people I fart in front of, and farting that loud almost offended me.
I say.
Good Lord. Man, real shit. Oh, there was no shit, but real shit. It was the most violent fart
bodacious
I'd ever. It said cowabunga on the way out. like it, because it was proud of itself. And so like I was like, and I felt better. Weirdly enough, I did feel like, because I didn't feel like bloated or gassy, like, you know, beforehand, before I farted. So that's how come I was kind of surprised, because the fart didn't have any prelude to it. It didn't like I didn't think to myself, damn, I know. I went to pee, and it just I can't. I don't have as much breath in my lungs to make that noise as I had in my ass when
It's great. Oh.
and so I get back into the room. I finish I finish eating the chip, my Cheetos puffs. I drink my Shasta, and I'm watching American Dad, and I'm listening to music on my phone because the TV wasn't that loud. So I was like, fuck it. So I'm sitting there in my shorts, and the gown, and she tells me like, and she comes to take the IV out. So I'm like, all right, cool. She's like, when I be back, I'll bring you your discharge papers, and you can go ahead and call your ride. So she leaves. I take the gown off, put my shirt back on, put my shoes on, and I make my phone call to get ready to get out of here. And so I'm chilling. When she finally comes in to bring my papers, she's like, yo, here's when your appointment is to come back and see us. It was literally 16 days from that day. So I don't know if it is necessary for it to take that long, but it's going to be 16 days. So I'll go back on the 26th. So I go back and like I signed some stuff. She's like, don't take these kind of medications for like a day. Don't do this, blah, 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 blah. She's like, all right, you're good to go. So I'll walk back around to the front of the hospital. And literally, like, before I got a chance to sit down, I saw the driver, like, come, like, through the door. And I'm like, all right, let's get out of here. So we go. Now, they gave me, like, because I had to do a breathing treatment, there's stuff that comes with that. And when I say comes with it, I don't mean, like, it's like some kind of fucking, like, share package. I mean, like, the hospital is going to charge me for it.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, you can take it. I took it. I didn't need to.
As you well should, because you paid for it.
Exactly.
Technically speaking.
No, technically my nuts. Like, my insurance pays for some of this stuff, but like when it comes to going to the hospital, like a good chunk of this, some of this I actually have to pay. Like 60, like I owe them money now. So because like, you know, it's a OR room, they gave me this this hat, basically a hairnet to put on over my dreads, right? Put over my head.
Mm-hmm.
But because my hair, I have a lot of hair, like, and I had my dreads in a ponytail, because for those who don't know, black people's hair is like wool. Jews and black people, we have hair like wool, not like wool, like wool, like flat the fuck out. It's like putting a sweater over the top of your head. So when my dreads are down, because they've gotten long enough to the point now, they touch my shoulders and like my back. When they cover my neck, the residual heat retained in my hair gets directly into my carotid arteries. My entire body just becomes a furnace. I'm immediately hot. So when I looked at my camera, basically the entire little hat thing just basically was only covering my ponytail.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that I still had it on. I didn't take it off. I was like, no, I'm wearing this all the way back to the house. I was farting when I got up. I was still farting when I got up. Like, I'm talking about, like, it. And the craziest part was it didn't stink. Well, it didn't stink to me. Like, when I say it didn't stink to me, I mean I didn't smell anything. And he gave me some of the lidocaine gel, so I have some of that in case I need to, like, cut somebody open and they don't want to feel it.
Great.
And then I came home and played Spider-Man. It genuinely was a very interesting experience. It's not something I'm like dying to do again.
But are you happy to say that you've done it?
Yes, because as it stands, it's one of those things that we as men, as people, it's not a man thing, but it's something we have to do. Oh, when did I get a second special bar?
Yeah, I don't know when I got mine either. I think it just happens when you level up.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that's the story we meant to tell like a day and a half ago, but we didn't get a chance to because my internet conked out. Oh, it's up there. Oh, that's a graphing calculator. I thought it was a Nokia phone.
Yeah, it's worth looking at all
That's
those collectibles because he actually comments on everything.
so by all means, men, ladies, like they didn't do anything to me is the thing. So I still don't have like an opinion on anal.
I mean, because you didn't feel anything.
No, not at all.
So how could you? How fuck could you?
But I did. But I genuinely did enjoy watching them go through it. The only thing I would say that I kind of like wished it would happen is had he. I just kind of wished he had told me that yeah, it's about to do the thing. I didn't take any damage. What the hell?
Are you sure? Look here, diagonally.
No, Clarice behind me.
Oh. In the suit that I'm wearing, it looks like he's wearing those, like, shoes that separate your big toe from the rest of your toes.
He might be.
There's a
Which
word
one are you
for
wearing
it.
again?
The Scarlet Spider. Which I'll
Oh, you
probably
already
be
got
wearing
that?
for the majority of the game until something else presents itself. Because I do like the pre-ordered stuff we got. Like, I wanted them. I just like the Scarlet
Good,
Spider
because
more.
I talked you into paying for it.
I don't want you to think, like, oh, I don't care about those. No, it's just, I really like Ben Riley's suit. So,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
like.
I'm
Yeah, I played it a lot. Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But that was my favorite. That and the White Spider was my favorite.
Okay, so I'm done with this section, which upsets me because I've done everything in this area, but it still has like 16,000 things that say locked. So I'm gonna have to go back there later. But I want to use when you're here time to get collectibles because story time is for when I don't have to talk as much. Or when I have to talk more. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. So they didn't force you to do the anima thing?
No.
Because you were clear
Like
out.
they didn't. Yeah, they didn't force it because I was already cleared up.
I mean, they wouldn't have forced you either way. They would have either, said, we're going to do this, or you're not getting the surgery.
Yeah, pretty much.
Some of the backpacks and the landmarks are kind of like overlapping one another. I don't care for that. Do you know when Venom comes out?
I don't.
Because Loot T. It's not Loot Crate, because I'm not getting the crate, I'm getting just a t-shirt. Is Venom, the t-shirt for this month is Venom, and it's making me think, is Venom coming out this month?
No, they just know that it exists. Like weirdly enough, I'm not like looking forward to it,
Because it
Like that
doesn't look
movie.
super great, to be honest, if I'm
No,
being
it
honest.
doesn't.
But I'm still gonna watch it
I
because it's
mean,
Venom.
no, I'm totally gonna see it. Yeah, I mean, I could be completely wrong about like how it is, and I realize there are people who are gonna say like, "Well, you don't know." It's like, look, the majority of movies I said would suck, I've ever said would suck, especially in the last like 5 years. If I said it was gonna be a shitty movie, it pretty much was a bad movie. Like, and I've watched movies that I didn't like, not because I had like something to say about them, but I watched them because like they were a part of a franchise that I did enjoy. The Power Rangers movie is bad. It's a bad movie. Like, and it's not just a bad Power Ranger movie. It's a bad movie. It's terribly paced. It's like they don't like put anything together well. They don't explain to you why the Rangers are. God damn it.
The bullet for the cops back when they thought I was working with Electro. Good thing textbooks are thick. Too bad they're also expensive.
It's like I'm pretty sure that damn Slender movie isn't gonna be good. Like anybody who's willing to pay to go see that, like I apologize, like because you clearly have like really low standards when it comes to movies.
I've actively like avoided everything. I've not seen a single trailer for it because I know everything about Slender Man that I need to know, and I don't really care. There was like a short film online. If you want to watch a quote unquote Slender Man movie, there's this like it's like a short series of videos that's kind of based around Slender Man that are actually kind of creepy. I don't remember what it's called, like Marble Hornets or some shit. But it's
Marble Hornets.
Marble Hornets. I think that's what it is. I really can't say if that's correct or not.
This vial of the lizard's blood was able to mix up the cure and turn him back into Dr. Connors. Glad it didn't last.
But that's actually creepy, and it's in that same mythos. So if you want to watch something involving Slender Man that is kind of like a movie, watch that. Don't pay money to see this movie, probably.
But again, if you just have all the free time in the world and money to just blow, go ahead. You spend money on that movie. Fuck. The annoying thing is,
Because the thing is, I've been waiting like 2 years to see what they're actually gonna try to do with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, like what that's gonna look like. Because to be completely honest, the only way I'll be happy with them making a movie about that is if they use practical effects for the animatronics. Like if they use actual animatronics for the movie, like that would be cool.
Oh my god, this is annoying.
It's something.
Like having to go through like 12 waves of enemies. It's kind of a bitch.
I haven't done many of those. I've only done like 3, I think.
Well, this is apparently, I don't.
This article blaming Spider-Man for electric killing cops was the last straw. I had to quit taking pictures that helped Jameson from lies on me.
Half slab rib dinner, $10.99. 2 medium, 1 topping pizzas. Medium. 2-liter soda. Do you know roundabout how long I've been streaming?
I have no idea.
I mean, I can check, but I was just wondering.
This
that over.
I've been trying to be a little more conscious about when exactly I split these. Hey, Spider-Man, ever knew me? I know that ain't right. It's trying to say I've only been streaming for 16 minutes.
Ugh.
I'll be right back. Entertain the people with nothing. Make them hate themselves.
All right, y'all can't see what I'm doing. What are you doing? Hold on. Hold on. Ah, you motherfucker. God damn it. That's all. Send. In fact, you come here.
I've returned. Is it okay? Okay.
Oh, that's it. I got a trophy called All the King's Men. Why was that so much harder the first time?
Captain, I've got eyes on a Fisk construction site and your equipment's covered in dust.
Just there for show?
That's my bet. I want to take a closer look.
Somebody
Okay.
just commented on my video saying that my streams are getting better. Keep up the work. I think they're bot.
Yeah, like that's questionable. Not that they're wrong. Like, you know, I'm not saying this because I'm in them. I'm just telling you that, like, to be fair, you have started to stream a little bit more, and it is like, to be fair, man, getting like streaming more often is definitely a good way to get better at it.
I suppose so.
Oh, that's a weird. Oh, his parents look weird in these photos. No offense. Sorry, Pete. Sorry. I am sorry. I didn't realize. I'm just saying. When I say
They look weird.
I mean, you saw it too.
I mean, I've seen his parents, yeah, but they do look strange.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like somebody drew them. Like somebody drew them.
The pictures in this game
but
in
they
general
just-
are a little weird. Because they look
Yeah.
real. They look like they just took a real
Photo,
person.
yeah, fuck. Yeah. Well, the
Which-
problem is the pictures look like they I guess that's what I'm doing as of right now. I'm picking up the
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
I'm picking up the backpacks. And I did say that I was gonna like try to like enjoy this game a little bit more than I did God of War. And by that I mean I'm not playing it for my channel, but I am like
I will say this much,
I am
even playing on the hardest difficulty, this is nowhere near as hard.
frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm not dying that much.
Like I'd imagine it's, you know, with this and like the Arkham games, you only take a certain amount of damage. Like with Arkham, I'm playing on the hardest difficulty was not a problem for me. Like I don't know if that was because I wasn't good at those games. Like I was terrible at the combat. Like I don't want to make anybody think like, oh, are you good? No. Like I was really bad at the combat of the Arkham series. And I understand that people are like, oh, it's not that hard. It's like, you're right, it's not. But I wasn't good at it. Like it took a long time to get used to it.
I mean,
But by
chess
the
isn't
time
a
I
hard
played
game, but not everyone's good at it.
Yeah, it's not hard, especially if you know the rules and can memorize the rules. It's not hard at all.
These fucking concussion grenades.
Yeah, it does that thing. It does one of those very It does the same thing they do in I deleted Payday 2, by the way.
I mean, with your internet, it was never going to be a thing anymore.
I I didn't want to play it. Like, it has nothing to do with my internet. I didn't want to play it. Like, I didn't really like the first one. I bought the second one to play with Jay. I played it. I got some content out of it. It ain't my game.
That's fair. My health bar is a lot bigger than it used to be. I didn't really notice that until just now.
You bragging about your health bar, huh?
The size of it, yeah, I'm bragging about the size of it.
Not about the size, man. About what you can do with it.
I can do some things with it.
I got hurt bad.
I think webbing people up is maybe one of my favorite things about this game, simply because it was never like, it was always something I wanted to be able to do, and now that I can finally do it the way I wanted to, it just feels good.
You could totally do it in Spider-Man 2.
But not the way I wanted to.
What way did you want to do it?
Wherever I wanted to.
I don't understand the statement.
It's more dynamic in this game is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, but you're not explaining it.
What is there to
What do you
explain?
mean? What, you're not telling me anything. It's more dynamic is a very broad stroke. Like, that's not telling me, like, what about it makes it more dynamic. Because, I mean, in this game, you just kind of tap, R1. And it wasn't much different in other Spider-Man games, which is all you did was hold a specific button.
I suppose. I guess the way I'm trying to put it is that it feels nicer. It doesn't feel as scripted. It feels more like organic. It doesn't feel like I'm just...
When you say webbing them up, what do you mean?
When I
like R1?
Like when you stick them to a wall, yeah. Like when you knock them into a wall and then they actually stick to the wall.
Well, it is scripted because that move does that. That's the only move that does that. Like the web punch is the only move that does that.
The
like
web
so
punch?
far that I have.
What do you mean?
Impact web.
No, you can just you can just kick them into a wall and just web them a fuck ton.
Oh, alright. Because like in the other games, you could always tie people up with webbing, but no, you could not always like have them latched onto a piece of equipment.
But yeah, like the fact that I can like knock them in the air, kick them into the wall, rapid fire the webbing into them, and they just stick there. That feels really good to me. Stuff like that.
So is that supposed to be? I think is that like a plan on my? So this Spider-Man is definitely a pre-existing Spider-Man. Like
yeah, he's well established. He's talked about Dr. Connors. He's talked about the Shocker and Electro.
Yeah, and he's been Ultimate Spider-Man already, where he's had like the little wing tips under his arms.
Yeah, he talks about a lot of things. He's fought Mysterio. Like, he is well established. The police know him. They're friends with him. And the ones that aren't on their Fisk payroll anyway. Because he doesn't work for Jonah anymore. He's moved on from that.
And Jonah doesn't seem to be in charge of a newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Robbie's in charge of the newspaper as far as I can tell.
Ooh.
I don't remember how to... The black guy is the answer I can give you.
Are they upstairs?
After I got my powers, I didn't need my glasses anymore. So I took laser eye surgery with money from the disc science prize.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Also, if you hang upside down on something while you're like crawling, you can aim, and you'll do the thing where he can kind of web himself down. If that makes sense, like he'll
The yo-yo thing.
Yeah.
The yo-yo thing.
because I did that by complete accident the other night. How the fuck did I get way?
But I will
over
give
here?
y'all points because y'all legit do the it does the Batman thing where it's hard to not compare this to Batman when Arkham is one of the first games to just play the way it played.
The way I'll put it is like Arkham was one of the first games to give a superhero a proper game, where it wasn't just
Well,
a
I
movie
wouldn't-
tie-in slash like just
Well,
be
no,
made.
I can't say that. I can't say that. But I mean, because there are plenty of games that, like, there are plenty of Spider-Man games that are not like relative. Like they don't have a reason to exist other than the fact that Spider-Man is cool.
Mhm.
But specifically, I'm speaking more along the lines of the combat and the way the combat works. So when you knock out, when you knock out your final enemy in a combat encounter, the camera slows down, and it makes a very specific noise when they get knocked out. So it's not just this. Oh. Again, this game does not do much for the sake of like New York's friendliness. Because things are happening in this city that would make you not want to live in New York.
They changed the guy's name to Crusher Hogan. Which maybe that's his name in the comics. I don't know.
Damn. It will get to the point where, like, every QTE, like, it's the same thing. Like, every single, like, certain encounter, like, is the same.
That's probably why they include the whole like you can skip QTE
The
thing.
option, yeah. Because if you have to stop a car, like, you're either gonna be pressing L2, L1 or R1 to like slow it down, or you're gonna just press triangle to get on top of it, and then dodge, press square, and then like tap square to stop it. But to be fair, people who complain about games becoming repetitive, every game is repetitive. Every single one. Your favorite video game is repetitive. And it's like, and to be fair, there's only so many different types of crimes that they can.
Do I need to go out to the water? I did need to go out into the water.
Also, it's almost 9 o'clock, and I'm still here.
Yeah, there is that.
I am dying to find out what the hell happened.
Jameson gave me this at his Bugle retirement party. Jameson gave me this at his Bugle retirement party.
But I gotta say that a part of me is wondering if my internet, if our internet and phone is working fine, does that mean somebody else's isn't?
Oh, that was weird. Okay. Have you walked up to a random pedestrian yet?
I walked up to a few.
I didn't know. I didn't know that was a thing. They just like fist
What?
bumped me and this gave me this weird handshake, and I got 5 experience for it.
That's what's up. Like,
It was pretty neat.
oh shit! I was trying to talk to a guy, and he seemed kind of into the idea of hanging out with me, but then someone pulled out a gun.
Yeah, that'll turn a situation pretty sour pretty quick.
No, I'm standing in front of people like nothing's happening. So.
I mean, mind you, she walked up to me, so I don't know. Like, it was really weird and random. I was just going with it because I happened to be on the ground. I'm running up Avengers Tower simply because I can. I do find it funny that you can actually hear his tennis shoes squeak as he runs up things.
Yeah, it does that thing that Spider-Man 2 did, where if you webbing basically stays where you put it, kind of like as long as you're in that area. There it is. There, I jumped. I got off the ground. Can you do something? Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I got it. That's cool. That's cute. Like, basically, if you hang out and sit still long enough, if somebody walks up to you, you can interact with them.
Yeah.
Because they're.
Because they're like, hey, it's Spider-Man.
Much like any game with superheroes in it, they're kind of torn over how to feel about you. Because there are people who still.
I'm talking about guns, obviously.
I can't order a raid over vultures.
Just a hunch.
What the
but
hell?
There might be a public disturbance pretty soon.
How's he fighting all of us? First off, is that it? No.
Well, I got the scaffolding thing. Getting a 20-hit combo is nothing.
No. So how'd you do the scaffolding thing? Like, I'm just curious.
Well, two of them were like together, so I got two right off the bat, and I still didn't get noticed for some reason. So then I just lured one over with like by shooting web in front of it, and they were like, "Huh, what's that?"
Oh, there's another one?
Yeah.
I couldn't find it.
Oh, mine had two.
I did mine the hard way then. So basically, I just didn't go in stealthy, and I would just hang out by the scaffolding, wait for them to try to come beat me up, web up to one of the to the I beams, and then yank it down. That's how I got it.
I mean, it didn't sound too bad.
That was a wake up call. I had to upgrade to a stronger material because the average person would assume that Spidey's gonna say, "That's when I was like, yeah, I gotta quit." No, Spider-Man doesn't quit Spider-Maning.
I will say there are upgrades that make the concussion grenade hurt you less, more or less.
It's sad that when I see a mob rushing toward me, I assume they want to kill me. They always do.
Spider-Man. Every worker assigned to that site to report is being in Atlantic City.
Quick and dirty way to launder money. Could be where Fisk keeps his cash these days.
We shut it down. We'll really put the squeeze on him. I'm working on a warrant.
Way ahead.
Damn it! Damn! Ugh. The big dudes really are like kind of OP.
Yeah, I don't
'Cause,
care for them still.
like, I haven't feel like if there is a way to deal with them better, I haven't come across this yet. And like, I think I wouldn't mind having to come against like one in a mixture of like 5 other guys, but two of them while one dude is shooting at me, that's a bit much.
Find someone who cares about you like Willie's guys care about getting kicked in the face, and you'll be golden. Get down!
Like, those guys and the rocket launcher guys are probably my least favorite in the game.
Even the rocket launcher guys don't give me much issue.
I mean, as long as I
usually
keep...
see them coming.
Yeah, normally, like, I can keep enough of a beat on them that it doesn't matter, but... when I don't, they hurt very badly.
Yeah, I can only imagine being on the higher difficulty and all. Yeah, swinging isn't bad. Like, not by far. And I'm pretty sure there are people who would claim that they didn't enjoy Spider-Man 2's webbing, like web swinging, and that's fine. But just know that I think if you say you didn't like Spider-Man 2's web swinging, you probably just hate good things.
How many more Fisk construction sites are there?
Because there was something about being able to
working overtime to bring in money.
dude, what the
I always
fuck?
have a tough time keeping
Get
this
up
operation
there,
running.
like you're
Bad
right
for
there on
Fisk,
it.
good for me.
I trust you've enjoyed yourself.
Really? Funny story. I was just
Dude,
about
what
things.
Spider-Man?
And you'll be shocked to hear that there were shenanigans of the criminal variety. TLDR, Fisk construction is closed.
I have other sources of revenue, but you've inconvenienced me, and there will be consequences. My
He
memory
just
is
wouldn't
long.
get on there.
My reach is longer.
I should make all the guys who've sworn to kill me fight it out for the privilege.
My
Like
memory
you just
is
had
long and my reach is longer.
ow. Ow.
Still have that whole Central Park problem though. When you get into Central Park, you kind of have to go all the way around it, or else you have nowhere to swing except for at the bottom. And I hate swinging at ground level.
God damn. Yeah, I will say like that I still feel like having so many options in combat is not necessarily a good thing because you definitely either have to get used to it, either get good. It's one of those situations where you get good at the combat and you like it, or you don't get good at it and you just learn to tolerate it. And as it stands right now, I'm not getting good at it because too much happens at once. All right, like again in the Arkham series, because when a game like Arkham does it so well, it's that accept that that's your life. If you want to make a superhero game, you're always going to be compared to the Arkham game. If you want to make a superhero game, accept that you're gonna be compared to that, like because they did it so well. Not being able to counter two enemies at once, like that's kind of an issue. Oh!
I take it you're unhappy?
No, I'm not unhappy. I mean, there's nothing ever to really. I get hit by a train.
Oh yeah, that's happened to me. Were you getting that backpack?
You damn straight I was.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's on. With that being said, I think they actively sent a train to get you. Well, like they sent a train at that exact moment because you're on the track. Look, I understand that the game wants me to do like crimes in each area.
Another fun thing is I got stuck in a wall somewhere around there.
Also, keep in mind that a lot of these fights, I'm getting the fight bonuses before the. Alright, that's it. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't throw any objects at enemies. Yeah, but I'm not. I'm not. If y'all want to just give me if y'all just want to give those to me, I'm taking them. I mean, I understand that you got shot. You got shot at. I want to go up and over, over and around. But you got shot at, but you're okay with it. Like, I understand that, but you just kind of made light of the fact that the cop shot you. Like, the cop shot you, and the only thing that stopped the bullet was a fucking textbook.
I mean, when you live a life like his, you kind of have to make light of stuff like that.
What the fuck? Are y'all just going in circles? Fighting. What the fuck? Go back around. Because they're driving in circles.
Yeah, the car chases are a little touch and go too. Like, they're not the easiest.
Stop the car without taking damage.
I died. I got too careless and I died.
I will also say that the walking, the game doesn't seem to reward you much for walking, or I should say, it doesn't want you to walk all that much. Because like walking from like the top of a building, like it feels like you should. It feels like you should be able to just like stick to the side of the building, like crawl down. But he'd much rather just jump off.
Yeah, because the game doesn't have any fall damage. You just crack the sidewalk when you fall from as high as you can go.
I mean that's not necessarily, you know, the beef ain't taking damage. The beef is more along the lines of sometimes that they put collectibles at the top of a building on the, you know, on the side. So when you find yourself trying to get a collectible, like I just did, and you fall, basically, instead of him just deciding, all right, I'm gonna walk over the edge of the building, he leaps off. When it comes to somebody like Spider-Man, we should just accept anybody who doesn't like Spider-Man is probably a criminal. It's like people who feel that the government, people who are angry that the government is like watching their every move online or in, you know, in the real world. Like I would say, it seems like you have seems like you have something to hide. It's like, no, I don't have anything to hide. I just don't want the world. I feel like I should have some sort of privacy. Yeah, it doesn't exactly feel like you have the most control in the world when swinging sometimes.
It's kind of fucked up, but they'll shoot each other too, by the way. If you've not experienced
Oh
that.
yeah. No, I was talking about that the first night you streamed
Yeah.
it.
I
Like
didn't
I was
notice that.
saying it. Yeah, I was saying that there's been plenty of there's plenty of times where if you dodge out of the way, they'll shoot at you but end up hitting somebody else
Hmm.
in the process. That's why I said when it happened, I was like, y'all should probably just stop shooting at me. Because every time you shoot, because especially do the fucking rockets.
Everything's quiet here now, Captain.
Great. That's
I
the
have
This
to
is
redo 2
Xavier's.
of the Fisk things to get
Yeah.
the extra base tokens. I only missed out on like 2 objectives and all. And that's because I wasn't really like thinking they mattered, I guess, at the time. Because I got that one, I got that one, got that one, got that one. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you said.
Yeah, I know, right? I'll grab these last few backpacks and these last few landmarks, and then I'll do the last Fisk thing, and then all I'll have left is story. Actually, I think I have a side mission to do somewhere. Have you been doing the side missions? Because they're not very obvious unless you're looking at your map.
What are you talking about?
The side missions, they're not super obvious unless you're looking at your map, because they don't show up otherwise.
Okay, first off. Oh yeah, the blue ones. I've already done those. I've done what I had to do. Dude, like the only time I get killed is when the big guys show up. The only time I die because they hit so hard, and it's like I just like there are a lot of stereotypes when it comes to fat guys, but the fact that we hit hard, dude, I'm sorry, y'all. That's a bad stereotype. Like Bruce Lee was smaller than most people, and he could fuck you up.
Almost forgot I bought this snow globe for Aunt May. Gotta get my love for this city.
Okay, now y'all just putting random shit out there for him to find in these backpacks. But yeah, I think the dude doing the voice for Jameson is Bryan Cranston.
No, it's that guy I sent you. That's why I was like, apparently it's this guy. Like, I don't know who the fuck he is, but he's the guy.
Well, I'm gonna say it's Bryan Cranston anyway. Because can't nobody stop me.
I mean, I literally cannot
'Cause
stop you.
it's what it sounds like, and I know who that is. So I was dodging that, like. Dude, like
That almost killed me until I broke this chip off his phone and figured out what his questions
the block, the dodge
were. To beat him.
just doesn't work
Stomach's just thinking.
against the big dudes, and I have like this like, and I've increased my oops, shit. Fuck the damn.
Last up, peace. Love.
What am I missing?
Dude, the fuck out of here. Finally! Damn it!
When MJ and I applied for this lease, we moved into here. Instead, we broke up. I can be pretty oblivious sometimes.
All units be advised, break-in in progress. Reports are coming in from Little Tokyo.
I've been mixing up a prototype web fluid in Oscorp while Harry got his internship there. Look, this has been bad luck for me.
Ow! What the fuck? No, dude! Yeah, that's jank. That's got a lot of jank on it.
Kevin Watanabe gave me your cell
It
number.
was like either let me counter like several enemies at once, which I feel like Spider-Man should be able to easily do, or just stop having them attack me all at once. It was like having 7 different enemies swing pipes at me, and I can't dodge all of them. I don't know if will it still be there?
Daily unit. Always break it.
No.
More now that Jameson's retired.
Given that this is clearly New York, and we're using like actual places in New York, I want to visit Rucker Park. Like, I want to know if Rucker Park is in the game. Oh, so, oh, they have the homecoming suit.
Wasn't me. I mean, what towers? I prefer called sharing, but sure. Jammers are nice.
Only have one base token?
Just need to swing through the financial district.
Oh, I have 17 base tokens. Takes one.
Found a signal. Just need to follow it.
Spider armor's kind of solid.
Devices will only be effective until. Fists, man. This is my shot for this.
Holy shit.
It'd be like that, don't it?
I just had so many snipers trying to kill me all at once.
These are the same dudes that made
Gotta take out the jamming device. And go through all that to make the jammer work. Shoddy workmanship. I just took out a jamming device. That do anything? Makes sense. I'll track him down. I wonder if this man had anything to do with the system
Dude,
going down in the
really?
first place.
Really, really.
The jamming party and didn't invite me.
There we go. Yes, indeed it is. God damn. Fuck! Dude! Dude, seriously, stop with that bullshit. I just want to kick him off the fucking roof, but I can't. Are you serious? Oh, so they can lose you. Yeah, they can lose you. It just doesn't work all the time.
Just need to get rid of the jammer. Sometimes breaking stuff is the answer. It's fun too.
Spider-Man, it's working.
I'm sorry, I didn't know where I was going. I was just swinging through the air with the greatest of ease.
Kingpin of crime, but he didn't deal in knockoff fashion. The sooner the system is fixed, the sooner we know what they're planning. Only what tall buildings in the district haven't I checked yet? Found you.
Calm down. The plus side to this day is the internet stayed together.
Mm-hmm.
That was unexpected. I am still glad we stopped playing Minecraft because my eyes are dry and I kind of want to lay down. And I probably will. Because
I'm gonna teach me some respect.
Say goodnight.
I'm just gonna kick you off the building, sir. You're dead.
Now I just need to wreck the
Like,
jam.
you're beyond dead.
Okay, that's the last of them. System should be back online. Great. Any more info on Fisk's men or those outfits?
it's like so far all of my complaints are like not. I wouldn't call them nitpicks because there are things I genuinely don't like about the game, but they are not nearly enough to make me say this game isn't cool. It's a cool game. Is it fantastic? I would call it fantastic, but it's really cool. And honestly, right now, that's what I need in the game. Is I need something that feels fun to play. I don't need the game to pop out of the goddamn system, and I don't need it to cure my cancer. I just need it to put that I have cancer for the moment. Like I feel like that's fair, right?
I mean, I think so. I do like that stealth is an option if you want it to be.
What?
I enjoy that stealth is an option if you want it to be.
It's fucking Spider-Man. You shouldn't be obligated to play in any type of way. And I say that meaning, keep in mind that, Batman is a dude just in a suit and him getting fucking. Oh yeah, good stuff. Yeah, you can whip the big guys to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely kind of like helps that a little bit. But the one problem I've had so far is
Now maybe I can figure out what's going on. Cards. Using arcane forms and spoofed ID cards. I think it must have Fisk had a raft. Sorry to spoil your prison
man,
break,
fuck
guys.
Spanish Harlem. I'm trying to find this backpack.
I should have recorded this.
Okay, it's down there somewhere. There it is. Damn. Nelson and Murdoch as well. Alright, that's Daredevil, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I know that we speak in references. That's kind of how like our sense of comedy works. We basically say things that we understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I still am not like a big fan of over
Referential
referencing
humor.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not comedy. It's basically saying, hey, and I understand like Family Guy is like notorious for it. Like Family Guy does not like actually use comedy as a whole. They just basically decide like, all right, we're gonna remind you of this thing. Hey, remember this thing that existed?
I mean, it's kind of
And
like
like
this
how
tapping into your nostalgia, like to make you happy in a sort of way.
yeah, but it in and of itself it does not like have any qualities that makes you go, "Hey, I like this."
Hmm.
Give me the gun. Give me the gun. There we go. I didn't care about the bonuses. I got the bonuses. I didn't do any of that shit. Like that's been happening a lot. Like I didn't do any of the stuff. I didn't do any of the stuff that it said I did in that fight. All right, I need one more thug crime here.
I'm gonna guess that the symbiote spider suit is probably gonna either be like one of the last two you unlock down the line, because that only makes sense.
If it's not in the game, I won't be mad.
Like, no, I mean, not me either. Like, I'll be okay with it. I will be surprised. If I'm being honest. I'm gonna stop the stream here and probably continue. We'll see.